We saw in the practice that the tire that doesn't long so much. So after
bout of bronchitis, it's resulted in 2 fourth places, but it could have easily been a win.
And that man there, Valentino Rossi, Andrea Dovizioso, Mark.
Oh, not extra hard. Alessio Spargo and Andrea Iannone racing for the second successive time in Argentina.
From Cal Crutchlow, Jorge Lorenzo and Andrea Dovizioso with the Ducati GP50. Big news is we've got the start of this 25-lap race. Marquez has gone for the hard option tyre. We know all 4 Yamahas, they're on the extra hard compounds.
Do you think it's a gamble for Honda to do what they've done?
No, I don't think so, because it looks like they weren't getting an awful lot of extra pace with the extra hard tyres, so they may as well try and use that.
5 riders on the extra hard. Rossi, Lorenzo, Smith, Polo Espargaro, Scott Redding, one of the 4 Hondas to go for the extra hard tyre. Marquez
Hondo in Argentina. Round 3 of the MotoGP World Championship, and what a start by Marquez and Espargaro.
Espargaro currently running in first place up the inside of Marquez. Bad start by Andrea Iannone. He's back down to about 6th or 7th. Espargaro got away well on the scissors.
Races past. Marquez would try and break them up very early on because of his tyre choice.
Lorenzo, aggressive move up the inside of Cal Crutchlow at turn 5. Lorenzo up into 3rd place and rides around the outside of Espargaro at turn 6. Lorenzo 3 sectors. Espargaro again up the inside of Lorenzo. This is down at turn 13. Runs it a little bit wide. Lorenzo back into 2nd. End of the 1st lap. Marquez leads. Lorenzo, Espargaro, Crutchlow, Dovizioso and Iannone is your top 6. So Marquez at the end of the 1st lap, no big move from the 36-year-old at the moment. It's Marquez that leads on this second. Crutchlow has moved up 1 place on the grid into 3rd. It's now Iannone having a look up the inside of Espargaro. Espargaro led the race on the 1st lap. He's already been dropped back down to 6th.
Yeah, he's been pushed back by the 2 factory drinks, maybe decided in the last 5 laps.
Crutchlow just had a lunge up the inside of Lorenzo at turn 13. Was he able to make it stick? Crutchlow, the only one at the moment inside the top 6 that's got the extra hard tyre on. Marquez making a big break at the front, already 1.6 seconds clear of Cal Crutchlow as Valentino Rossi makes a move. Last September he was on board the Ducati, but Marquez 1.6 seconds clear he was at the start of this 3rd lap. He stretched that lead out now to almost 2 seconds over Crutchlow, coming under pressure from the Ducati GP15s. And
Maverick Vinales dropping back to 12th. Another poor start from Polo Espargaro, Stefan Bradl and Hector Barbera in 15th, and Jack Miller in 16th, Eugene Lafferty 17th.
Marquez just goes.
Sun glinting off that familiar number 93 as he comes up the incline.
Over Cal Crutchlow. This is the aerial view of the battle for 2nd. It is indeed a 2.5 second lead for Marquez on lap 5. Crutchlow still holding 2nd from Andrea Dovizioso and Andrea Iannone. Rossi still trying to get
in the tyres now. Obviously Bridgestone would have worked to make sure that doesn't happen, but of course it's very, very tough under a race situation. But you would certainly think that the Yamahas would have an advantage. You just don't know at which point that's going to kick in. It might be too late.
Turn 11. Lorenzo still holding 5th place. Rossi really closing up though through that fast left-hander. Will Rossi have a look up the inside now at turn 12? Maybe a little bit too far back to attack on this.
Just a little mistake there from Crutchlow, and it did bring the 2 Ducatis, as you can see, Dovizioso and Iannone closer. Here comes Rossi. This time Rossi is through at turn 7.
Valentino Rossi.
Laps remaining.
Crutchlow, Dovizioso, Iannone, Alessio Espargaro's dropped back off that lead group down in 7th place. Is the Spaniard. Team is on fire. He had no idea, Yoni Hernandez, as he tipped it through that fast turn 3. He'll have to jump off that as quickly as he can. He had no idea, Hernandez, that his bike was on fire.
There, obviously, is far extinguisher on the Kamay Ni Jesus of Yoni Hernandez.
Marquez across the line now. He'll be going through the 1st corner. This is with
Crutchlow closing up all the time on Andrea Iannone, who's Valentino Rossi. Then we have Lorenzo, Alessio Espargaro, Bradley Smith up into 8th, Petrucci 9th, and Polo Espargaro in 10th. Redding, Bradl, Vinales.
We saw Dovizioso now in 2nd place. 3.5 seconds back though of Marquez as they come through the final corner.
Yeah, Crutchlow nice and tight. Rossi ready to make a move on Yin.
Some of the guys from Bridgestone just pointed out, look at Rossi's lap time. He's now actually even quicker than Marquez the last couple of laps.
Wow, Rossi moves in front of Andrea Iannone. This might look done and dusted with a 4-second advantage of
durability. You would think would be much better with his rear tyre than those in front of him. Marc Marquez, Andrea Dovizioso, Cal Crutchlow, all running the hard option.
Don't think he's quite close enough. Brilliant onboard stuff as we switch back, riding with Crutchlow to Rossi. But that number 46 bang in his face, but not past him.
Only 2 riders on the last lap in the 1:39s. One Mark, world champion, having a good look at Cal Crutchlow. Big moment for Crutchlow. That's going through turn 7. He loses 1 place.
An awful lot more, and we've seen that kind of stuff doesn't really bother Marc Marquez, but a lot of other riders can get unsettled, especially in the braking zone. So that I think is our first time that the tyre might be dropping, so we certainly need to keep an eye out on Marc Marquez's times as well.
Rossi now closes up on Andrea Dovizioso. This is down at turn 5. Big moment on the last lap for Cal Crutchlow at turn 7, and he's now almost about to lose another place as he took Andrea Iannone through turn 6.
Iannone haven't got up the inside. I don't think he's made it stick. No, Crutchlow, I think, just hanging in there. Here comes Rossi at turn 7. Rossi into second place in front of Dovizioso.
This is where Rossi took third.
There's Dylan so well pointed out. They're telling them it's Rossi in second place now.
At the moment, most riders will be in what they call like a managing phase, so they're going to try and manage the tyre as best as they can, because the fastest lap times last.
Extra hard rear tyre, which suggests everything is fine here, but it may go off towards the end of the race. Will it affect him like it?
A tap going through turn 1. That would have cost him probably a couple of places. We look at
after being down in 6th place, then was a comfortable winner. Dovizioso is not letting Rossi get away in their battle, what a battle they had for second place in Austin just a week ago.
Stefan Bradl.
There'll be some points for Stefan Bradl. That'll be welcome for the German, of course, on his 3rd ride for the forward. Definitely, just to see if Valentino Rossi has got any sort of an advantage. It could be an amazing end to the race. Yeah, let's have a look. It is coming down, Matt. It is coming down. Fascinating last 11 laps.
Andrea Dovizioso keeps the pressure on Valentino Rossi, the number 4 on the factory Ducati. He's just set his best.
He now is beginning to lap considerably quicker than him, isn't he?
Marquez just dropped into the 140s there. You can see on that graphic on lap 14. Rossi running consistently in the 139s. Last lap was
The race goes on and on.
Marquez now down into the braking zone for turn 5. Rossi just opening up a bit of a gap now on Andrea.
Tyre. The gap again. Well, actually, he's just pulled back a 1/10 of a second there, Marc Marquez, but let's wait and see when they cross the line. He must have realised what the situation may be right from the word go, and that's why he went out so quickly. And it still is a big gap, 3 seconds, but Rossi, when he's on tyre hard, rear tyre hard, Valentino Rossi, the big difference is their rear tyres. One on a hard, one on an extra hard, and you would brilliantly. And I tell you what, we're going to find out in the next couple of laps if that is the case, as they come down towards turn 5 with 7.5.
Edging ever closer to Marc Marquez. It was only 3 or 4 laps ago. The gap was 4.1 seconds. Rossi has recovered 1.7 seconds as Marc Marquez crosses the line now to finish lap.
As to how quick Valentino's catching up.
Rossi is catching him all the time. It's coming down to almost 2 seconds now. There's those top speeds, but Rossi is
through your shot. Marquez over the line now.
What is the gap going to be? Crosses the line. 2 seconds. 2 seconds between Marquez and Rossi. 6 laps to go.
And Valentino Rossi, Nick, is dragging Andrea Dovizioso,
having to ride as hard as he dares.
Well, I'm still down here with the Bridgestone guys. They're saying they're not entirely sure, because if he is pushing, then that's actually going to be very bad for him, because the tyre is just going to drop off more and more. The thing he should be doing now is try and keep it as smooth as...
Looks like it's going to be a shootout for the victory between Marquez and that man there on the charge, Valentino Rossi.
36-year-old. He's riding like an 18-year-old on a track bike, isn't he?
Through 7 and 8. Rossi, what a ride. Well, we said he started 8th on the grid and won in Phillip Island, and he started 8th in Qatar and won.
He's got him in his sights. He's not quite close enough. You've got a glimpse there. Dovizioso, Crutchlow, Iannone, Lorenzo, Smith, and Leish Espargaro.
Just a quick shot there of Marquez's crew chief, Santi Hernandez, checking the track temperature. Is that hard option rear tyre
Go said he was going to use the extra hard. Who has made the right decision. 3 laps to go and an amazing Grand Prix of Argentina here at the Termas de Rio Hondo circuit. Up towards turn 1. Rossi chasing his second Grand Prix victory of the season, as is Marquez. Rossi closing all the time.
Side Valentino Rossi now within 0.3 of a second of the Spaniard.
Seconds don't matter anymore now, it's visual. You can see Rossi closes up down at turn 7. Down at 12 and 13, when they cross the line there will be 2 laps to go. Marquez can probably hear Rossi closing up on him. Rossi does close on 13, flick it through 14. 2 laps to go with this.
Rossi so quick through this first sector. Will he have a look on the inside at turn 2? Rossi moves to the inside. Rossi's going to take the lead. Rossi up the inside of Marquez. Runs it a little bit wide. Marquez back through at turn
3 against 46. Rossi on the brakes.
Rossi up the inside. Marquez had a bit of a moment on the brakes going into turn 5. Rossi leads contact there between Marquez and Rossi. Oh, Marquez is down! Marquez has crashed out of second place in the Argentinian Grand Prix. Well, they touched on the exit of turn 5. As Marquez and Rossi went to flick into turn 6, Marquez clipped the back of Rossi, and the world champion is
of Rossi. Rossi into turn 1, past the Rossi grandstand. Andrea Dovizioso, another second place. There is going to be an investigation by race direction on that incident.
A dejected Marquez was over 4 seconds clear of the field in this 25-lap Termas de Rio Hondo race. What drama we've seen unfold in the last 40 minutes.
His second Grand Prix victory of the season for the master, the doctor, Valentino Rossi.
Andrea Dovizioso crosses the line to take yet another second place, and Cal Crutchlow dives up the...
Scott Redding finishing 9th place. It's a good ride by Scott Redding. Right, let's just sort out the positions and then worry about what's going to happen. Rossi wins. Dovizioso
in that race. But the old warhorse, he loves a battle, doesn't he, Valentino Rossi? A second win of the season for the 36-year-old. And standings, Rossi 66 out of 75 points. What a start for the
36 years old. He leads the World Championship by...
Vlogger. Vlogger.
Sayang.
Kaya nga.
Per view na naman yun eh. Per view, hindi naman sa subscriber.
Oo. May ano ko, channel. Oo. Ano lang.
Monetize mo na.
Inaabot ng mga...
Ano yung mga pag-view palagi?
Inaabot din minsan 1,000, 2,000.